Hello punters and welcome back to another Saturday racing preview. Of course, in this video we'll be looking at the bumper meeting at Randwick tomorrow. We've got stacks of group racing. Of course, we've got the Group 1 Winx Stakes featuring the card. It's a sensational card, really got some great runners racing. Back into the spring, we're getting really close that time of year. Really looking forward to some big racing every single weekend now. So look, without further ado, we're going to get straight into it. Looking at Randwick tomorrow at the moment, good form. The conditions are fine up there in Sydney. Lucky. Down here we're not doing too well. But yeah, look at the first race of the card. Tab Highway Class 2 handicap here. Pretty difficult race to be honest to start off with, as are some of the highway meetings. Look at the speed map here. There's a lot of it. Got so magnifique off the inside barrier. I'd say that probably most horses from barriers 3 to 9 will be prominent. Usually Eleazar and Hard Merchandise will like try to get forward from the outside barriers. So there's a lot of speed in this. I think it'll set up really nice for this horse. Numbers 2, Rioli. Sam Clinton gets 2 kilo claim. This horse was really good last time out at the Gold Coast. Charged home really nicely from a long way back to finish only 2 lengths by Mighty Mitre. Prior to that, it was a pretty good effort at Coffs Harbour when it settled close to speed, but I think if it produced a similar run what it did last time out at the Gold Coast, it'll go really close to winning this. So I've got it on top. To beat number 6, Galaxy Force, of course, steps back from Sandown run recently where it was 6 behind Ray's Dream. The form of that race has been pretty good, so like that run. Prior to that, it was really good winning at Wagga, so benchmark 70 back to highway form looks pretty good. This run of the on-speed runners will be one of the ones sticky on, I would say. Another runner that I give a good chance is number 13, Ballerina Magic. This horse has been in terrific form. Its last 2 runs at Tamworth have been excellent. Probably a little bit short in the market, but I do give it a great chance. Karen McAvoy in the saddle is definitely a huge tick. And in for 4th, number 16, Hard Merchandise. I thought this horse was really good by Miss Invincible last time out. That form's really good here. If Miss Invincible was running this race, it'd be going around as a favourite. So I really like the form. Second up stats are pretty good. It's had 2 placings from 2 starts. And it was a similar run to that last start, second at Wyong. We'll see it go pretty close here at nice odds. So recapping the numbers on the first of the card, it's the highway race. It's number 2, Rioli on top for me at nice $16 odds to beat. Number 6, Galaxy Force in the second. In the third, I do like the chances of number 13, Ballerina Magic, and in for 4th, number 16, Hard Merchandise. Race number 2, over 600 metres, benchmark 78. Look at the speed map here. I'd say the Great Glen will find the top. Missy Bill might also want to get forward, and Adana might use that inside barrier, but there's not a whole lot of speed in this. So I think it'll suit pretty nice for number 7, Adana. I think Karen McAvoy's got some good choices here. This horse does like to overdo it sometimes, and second up stats aren't great, but looking at last prep, I mean, it was 0.3 of length behind Vega Days, then it went into a Group 3 behind the Inevitable, only 3 lengths off it at Flemington. Then went to a Group 1 behind Mystic Journey. That, of course, was the Guineas. And then a Group 2 behind Global Exchange. So that's real far superior form to this. I thought it was okay behind Superdale last time out. Just never got a crack at him. Was back in the field, smoking the pipe, trying to get out. Just never got the chance to get in the race. I think this horse can improve off of that run, I thought. And we'll go really close here. I know it doesn't win in turn, but just think this strikes a really winnable race here. In for second, number 3, Cyber Intervention. I think this horse for Joe Pride can improve. It was very disappointing last time out. It dropped out in the race behind Matawi. Prior to that, it was in good form. It was only beaten by 0.2 length by Curra, who was flying at the time, and 1.5 lengths by Stella Seasun, who's of course gone on with it since. So the form is really good around Cyber Intervention. Had a recent trial where it was quite good, so I'm happy to have it in for second. In for third, number 2, Travancore. I think this horse is absolutely flying for Claire Cunningham. It was really good last time at Warwick Farm, where it bolted in on that occasion. A similar run here, we'll see it go close. So just won't be able to settle that far back in the field in this race. And in for 4th, number 5, Missy Bill. If Tim Clark decides to find the front of this horse and gets to dictate terms, we know how good of an on-speed rider he is. So, and this horse will go very close and prove very hard to run down. Looking at its form, it was beaten by 1.2 lengths by Hogmanay last time out. That horse has since gone on to win at Taree. Obviously a good race there. That was, then prior to that, it was only 0.8 length by Tory Joy, of course, came 3rd down at Caulfield last week. So form's pretty good around Missy Beale. So I've got it in for 4th. So recap the numbers on race number 2. I do like number 7 Adana on top, just as a bit of a class edge here on these. In for second, number 3 Cyber Intervention. In for third, number 2 Travancore. And in for fourth, I have number 5 Misty Beale. Race number 3 is the first of the group's races for the day. It's a 3-year-old Group 3 up-and-coming stakes over 1,300 metres. Looking at the speed map here, I'd say Deference will fly on the top. True Detective will get forward if it jumps out. Of course, last time out, well, it was rolled as a short price favourite. It missed the jump on that occasion. Say Edison will try and get forward from the outside barrier as well. But not a world of speed by any means. I don't think they'll be powering along at a ridiculous pace. And look, as such, I think that number 2, True Detective, will be pretty hard to beat. I thought it was a really good run last time out, despite being beaten. It was beaten by Miss Steed, who's been flying. Prior to that, it was only 0.1 length behind Spend. I just think that's the right form to bring into this race. And getting $2.50 about it this time around, I know it's facing much tougher company, but I think this horse is well up to it. So I've got it on top. To beat number 8, Edison, now, I thought this horse was well over the odds. It's going to be on speed about dictated. I was only just narrowly beaten by Mandela last time out. And I thought it was a really good run. I know our collection was very disappointing during the week at Warwick Farm, but I think a similar return to that sort of form by Edison. We'll see it go close here. Brendan Abdallah in the saddle. $90 odds. I think that's just way over the odds. So I'm happy to have it in for second. In the third, number 5, Superium. This horse was really good, resuming behind Dawn Passage and the Rosebud. Of course, I think that's pretty good form to bring into this race. So I'm happy to have it in for third. And then in for fourth, I'm happy to have number 1, Etheria. I thought Lucicello did go past. It did beat it last time out, but it was just sort of battered about a bit, that horse. I think it can improve second up here, and it can turn the tables on Lucicello. So, look, not knocking number 4 Mandela. I just think that I'm interested in what they do this time around. Of course, it won really well last time out, where it was back in the field and chased on, but the speed's not going to be on as much in this race for this horse, and I just thought that, it still wanted to do a lot wrong last time out, so I'm just a bit of a query this time around. I'm a big fan of him, but I just think that in this tougher company, he's going to have to produce something really good to win once again. So just recap the numbers of race number 3. Look, I wouldn't leave Mandela out, by the way, of sort of your multiples or anything like that. So recap the numbers, race number 3, number 3 to True Detective on top. To beat number 8, Edison. In for second. In for third, I like number 5, Superior. And in for fourth, number 1, A Theory. Also not knocking the chances of number 7, Deference here. Inside Barrier was really good last time out, beating Collada at Canterbury. Collada, of course, since came out was a bit disappointing, but I thought that was a really good win last time out. It's good to see that horse also improving into this race. Race number 4 is over 2,400 metres, benchmark 78. Looking at the speed map here, I'd say that Urala Boy and Scully will be able to dictate terms out the front. And as such, I was with him the other week, Scully, so I've got to be with him again. I thought that was a good run last time out. It looked like he was going to be well beaten, and then he just sort of picked up again late in the line. I think that suggested he's going to be looking for this sort of distance range. We'll get a bit of a guide on the form. Missy Beale goes around in a prior race. Hogmanay, of course, came out one at Taree. So the form's not bad out of the race. It's obviously going to have to improve a little bit here. I think this race is much tougher. But it comes back on top of the ground. It's had 5 starts on the good surface for 3 wins and a placing. Of course, last time out was on a good track. So I think this horse just about to dictate the speed. Matt Nash Willer in the saddle, the extra 400 metres, I think it's just going to suit nicely, and we're getting $6 and $2 a place once again. So getting a nice price. I'm happy to have it on top. In for second, I like number 5, Ant Candidate. Now this horse, I think, is a rock bottom odds at $2. It was really impressive last time out behind Il Window. The horse since come out and won nicely last week at Eagle Farm, so the form's been franked. Prior to that was beaten by the Flying Carp Fever. So this horse got a great chance. Just for me, rock bottom odds at $2. I'm not willing to have a play at those odds. In for second, number 1 Attention Run. I think this horse got a great chance at the each way odds as well. Ran in behind Tory Joy last time out, as I mentioned prior, with similar form lines. That horse Tory Joy's gone to Caulfield, run a good third. Prior to that was beat Monsieur Sisu, and that was an impressive run on that occasion. This horse, of course, is formerly from Germany, so I think the extra distance is going to suit nicely from 1800 straight to 2400. Sam Clinton gets 2 kilo claims, so it only carries 58.5. So I think that's really nice form to bring into this. So I'm happy to have it in for third. And in for fourth, number 4 Desert Path. James McDonald in the saddle for Chris Waller. This horse gets the extra 400 metres. It was really disappointing last time out, but I think it can improve off of that, stepping up in distance. I think it's up to a much better distance range, and we'll see an improved effort from it at nice each way odds. So recap the numbers. I like number 2 Scully on top to beat number 5 Our Candidate. In for second, in for third, number 1 Attention Run, and in for fourth, number 4 Desert Path. Race number 5, this is the Silver Shadow Group 2 for the 3-year-old fillies. A very good race here. Looking at the speed map, I'd say that Villamai will find the top pretty brazen and probably sit just in behind the speed. Libertini will be quite prominent. I'd say Mistress Mouse will be forward as well. For me, look, Libertini, wow, she's a standout. I mean, her trial's been terrific. Last prep, she was very good. But for me, I just can't make a play $1.70. I just couldn't bring myself to back it at those odds. I'm very happy to make a play at number 8, Pretty Brazen here. I thought its first up run at Murray Bridge was terrific. Did all it needed to do under easy riding on that occasion. It was just that quick sort of easy kill. Last prep, I mean, its form's really good. It was only 0.1 of a length by a microphone up the Flemington Straight. I mean, the form of that race has been unbelievable. Then it was beat 2.4 lengths by Catch Me and the Brew Diamond Prelude. Then it went to Warwick Farmers, beaten by Castle Vecchio. So I think that's really good form to bring into this. And I think this horse is going from, stays at the 1200 metres. Second up, its recent trial was excellent. The blinkers come on for the first time. So this horse has got a big chance here for Tony McAvoy. And I think that the inside barrier suits nicely. It's $17 to win and $3.10 to place. I would definitely entertain having a go at that. I'm going to have it on top to beat number 3 Libertini. Look, no knock on the favourite. Just think that it's rock bottom odds at $1.70. We're pretty much doing that based off trials. I know she's flying out of the trials, but gee whiz, I mean, the form out of her first few runs have been just okay. I mean, the bivouac form's pretty good, but prior to that, it was beat Akari and Regimental Road as short price favourite. I know you've got to beat what's in front of you, but just for me, I just couldn't take it at $1.70. In for third, number 2 Flit. Now, this horse got a huge boom, massive spruik on this horse. It was really good last prep. Of course, won up the Flemington Straight at Group 3. It was beaten by 0.1 of a length by Anahid at Randwick. This horse definitely got a great chance, been trialling up really nicely. And number 1 Tenley in for fourth. This horse, of course, went around in the Golden Slipper. Was beaten by Microphone as well. Beat Exhilarates, of course, Magic Millions, where that horse come out and won. Prior to that, it beat All Cylinders at Randwick. So this horse loves Randwick, and it's had 3 starts on a good track for 3 wins. Two starts fresh for 2 wins. So I'll give this horse a big chance also to run a good race, especially if they overdo it out front. So recap the numbers. Number 8, Pretty Brazen. I just think it's well forgotten in the market, and it's a good each way play. To beat number 3, Libertini, in for second. In for third, number 2, Flit. And in for fourth, number 1, Tenley. Very open race and a very good race of the Silver Shadow in race number 5. Moving into race number 6, Group 3 race here. Show Candy Quality. Looking at the speed map, I'd say that Cattersby and Cattersby, Dreamforce probably get across the outside. Mandillion will find the top as well. Contra Patero might get forward as well. So a little bit of speed in the race. Look, I love the trials of Baller, and I think this horse is ready to step up into this class and win. It has Glenn Boss in the saddle, 53 kilos. Last prep, obviously, it won first up, being Spiritual Pursuit. Then was beaten by the likes of Prophet's Thumb. Beaten 5 lengths by Nature Strip. That was in a Group 1 race. Then was beaten by Classique Legends. This horse has got a massive amount of ability. And I think it's got a great chance here first up at the $9 and $12.80 the place. Another horse that I give a great chance at each way odds is number 2, Dothraki. This horse's trials have been pretty good leading, especially its recent trial by Baller. I thought it was really good. This is the top performer. This horse is a proven Group weight for age horse. This, of course, strikes a Group 3 here, which I think is very winnable. Natural Will in the saddle, barrier 7, it's drawn nicely. I think it's going to get a great run of the race, and $21 odds, so I can entertain having a go at that each way as well. So 2 plays in this, number 13 Baller, and also number 2 Dothraki. In for third, I like the chances of number 12 Trope. This horse has been trialling up brilliantly also. Got a big opinion of it, racing some good races like behind Classique Legend and Military Zone at Hawkesbury. That, of course, was the Hawkesbury Guineas. So this horse got a lot of ability, and I would expect it to be running a good race here. And in for fourth, look, putting this horse in based on a bit of a spruik. Number 6 Cascadian for James Cummings. This horse is former French galloper. It's got the class on these. It's racing Group 1 company in France, and good form as a 2-year-old. It's just first up off a 377-day break. I think it'll need the first up run before we can entertain backing it, but I definitely got it in for the chance. And look, no knock on Deprive, has the winning form. I just think it strikes a much harder race here, and it's going to have to be very good from barrier 1 back in the field to run over the top of him. So recapping the numbers, for me, also Deprive's had 4 starts at round 4 wins. So I mean, if you want to back it, definitely wouldn't be saying no. I just think that there's a few better in this race. So recap the numbers of race number 6. I like number 13 Baller on top to beat number 2 Dothraki. As I mentioned, a 2-way play there on those. And not going to make the same mistake. I could also entertain having Quinella go at them. Of course, I did tipped Exhilarates and also what was last week and have got up at $33 odds, of course. So that was, Absolute Flirt and Exhilarates, that was. Sorry, I just couldn't get the name of the Hayes Davnik runner there. In for third, number 12, Trope. And in for fourth, number 6, Cascadian with Deprive, also has a good chance. So if you're playing sort of first fours or quaddies, I'd be putting them in also. Moving into race number 7, it's Weight for Age Group 1 Winx Stakes over the 1400 metres. Sensational edition of this year. Looking at the speed map, says Samadown and Happy Clapper will find the top. Lure Remain won't be far off them, and Very Elegant might be sitting just in behind them. It's interesting what Invincible Gem does off the inside also. For me, I'm very keen to have it back at number 10, Very Elegant. This horse is proven over the 1400 metres. Of course, it was beaten by a length by Avatridia in a Group 3 down at Flemington, then went to the 1500 metres and smashed Seabrook on that occasion. So that's really good form to bring into this. So I like the fact that it's got the 1400 metre form, as isn't the case for a lot of these. So I'm happy to have a play at number 10, Very Elegant, in this race. To beat number 4, Best of Days, I think this horse got a chance at each way odds. It's trialled up okay leading into this. Of course, first up last prep over 1400. It was only just beaten by Manuel. Of course, that was a very on-speed day at Caulfield. This horse made up a lot of ground from midfield, and I thought it was a top run. And I just think it's well over the odds at $21. National Will of the Saddle. I think I can definitely make a case for it. It's a 1400 metre specialist. And whereas a lot of these are obviously be looking for further, so I can make a good case for it. In for third, number 1, Avilius. Look, probably the best horse in this race, probably one of the best horses in the country. But for me, I think 1400 metres might be a fraction short. I only just got the job last time out at Caulfield, first up over 1600 metres. It was, of course, a Group 3. So for me, this horse has just got to prove it over the 1400 to me before I can back it. I'm happy to leave it in for second up, but definitely no knock on it. It's the class to the field. In for fourth, number 2, Happy Clapper. Just a bit query of the old boy. He could win this race. Last time out, he was only 2.3 lengths off Winx in this race last year. Of course, in the autumn, where it was over 1400 metres. So this horse will get through the 1400 metres pretty nicely. Its trials have just been okay, but Happy Clapper never really trials up well. It's a Randwick specialist, loves running at the track. I think it'd be a great chance as well. So recapping the numbers of race number 7, number 10, Very Elegant on top. Thinks she can make the step up this class and win a Group 1. In for second, I like number 4, Best of Days at a bit of each way odds. In for third, number 1, Avilius. And in for fourth, number 2, Happy Clapper. Also give a chance for Invincible Gem. Just couldn't put her in because she's a bit inconsistent and her second up stats aren't great. But that was a top run behind Avilius first up. Race number 8, Fillies Mares Group 3 over 1100 metres. Looking at the speed map here, I'd say that Goldfinch and Notation will find the top. I'd say that Kiyamichi, Agent Pippa and Elacio will all be forward. Merrill Brook Magic will also be looking to get, probably not Brook Magic, but Merrill will be getting forward. So they'll really truck along in this race. And as such, I am looking partially at the back markers. We've done a bit of a split here. There's a couple of front runners who I do give a chance on based on class. But the horse I really want to have a back at here, let me just get it up for you, that will be back in the field and be running on, is horse number... horse number 5, Soothing, for James Cummings. I think this horse got a great chance. First up at Caulfield, it was beaten by Oak Door on that occasion on a soft track, just never able to come into it from midfield and had a few problems there. Where it pulled up a bit lame, and since then it's had a decent trial barn Sunlight. I just think that back to Randwick, back on top of the ground, which I think will suit much more will really benefit this horse much more. And I think that with all the speed in the race, we're going to come on into it nicely and finish over the top of them at nice each way odds of $7.50 and $2.70 the place. So I've got it on top to beat number 4, Mizzy, who is a huge chance here. This horse is Group 1 performed. It was only 0.4 of length by Nikita Jane and 3.9 lengths by Dixie Blossom. So I mean that's really good form to bring into this. Just a little bit of a query of 1100 metres first up for this horse, but I have a massive respect to it. It's been trialling up really nicely. So I've got it in for second. In for third, look, I can have another crack at number 15, Tell Me. I know it's a big step up in class, but comes down the weights. Thought it was pretty good last time out by an All Too Royal, and it's just continues to run good races. So I've got to have it in the numbers again. And then in for fourth, bit of a throw at stumps here. It's number 7, My Expression. I thought it was just okay by Hawkberry and her first up, but I think it's going to be much better second up here. The speed's going to be on, so it's going to get the chance to run into the race nicely. So I'm going to have a bit of a watch on that horse. And also, look, no knock on number 2, Kiyomichi. She's been trialling really well leading into this, but I just want to see her do it first. Of course, she never run over the 1100 metres. Last prep was all 1200 metres, so I think she'll be better over further. And with all the speed in the race, just willing to knock her on this occasion. So race number 8, I like number 5, Soothing, on top of $7.50. In for second, number 4, Mizzy. In for third, number 15, Tell Me. And in for fourth, number 7, My Expression, at massive odds. Race number 9, 400 metre benchmark 88. Looking at the speed map here, final race of the card. I'd say Rodrigo, and Prime Candidate will find the top. Sweet Deal won't be too far off them, as will Dissolute, who was pretty good last time out in a Group 1. Look, for me, it's hard to knock at number 11, Rahira. I know it was really good last time out. I know it was really short at $1.40, but that was a good win. So I'm going to have it on top here again, because we get $2.15 this time around, which is much more backable price. So I've got it on top to beat number 5, the Milkman. This horse was spec'd in the market. Obviously, it's come across from France. So it's only going to get better over further. So it steps up the extra 100 metres here. Can see a bit of improvement from its second up. So I've got it in for second at pretty nice each way odds. In for third, I like number 3, Sweet Deal. This horse was really good, winning last time out, being Fortensky. Thought that was a top run. The only problem is it's had 10 starts at Randwick for only 2 placings, so it's very much a Rose Hill horse in compared to Randwick. And then in for fourth, I could make a case for this horse at a bit of odds, number 9, Dissolute. Of course, was ran in the Elite Say race, beat home Vega Days there. I thought that was a pretty good run. I think the extra 200 metres is going to suit nice if this horse steps back in class. I think it has to carry 53.5, $34. It could go much worse. So recapping the numbers on the final race of the card, I like number 11, Rahiran, on top to beat number 5, Milkman. In for third, number 3, Sweet Deal. And in for fourth, number 9, Dissolute. Not discounting number 9, Prime Candidate for Born Baker. Here, if it gets an easy enough time in the speed, it'll kick on nicely. So if we're playing quaddies or first fours, we'll definitely have it in the numbers. And also, Carice got a bit of a chance at each way. I just think it's looking for further. That's the only thing with that horse. Now, I do apologise I didn't do this with the Caulfield meeting, so go down to the description or check out my social media pages, _Racing Tips, or Facebook, C-Lane Race Tips, for my best bets and each way plays. I'll remember to do it in this meeting. Look, my best for me, race number 2, number 7, Adana. I think it'll be extremely hard to beat the big drop in class. Also, my other best of the card, I was just looking through here, I do like the chances of... number 10, Very Elegant, in the Group 1 Winx Stakes. I think she can go the next level here and run a really nice race. And number 11, Rahiran, will be pretty hard to beat in the final one as well. So it's race number 9, number 11, Rahiran, at $2.15. Race number 7, number 10, Very Elegant, at $4. And race number 2, number 7, Adana. But my best each way plays, just the two of them. Number 2, Scully, each way at $6 and $2 the place. And also give a bit of a chance to number 13, Baller, at $9 and $2.80. And also Dothraki, $29 and $5 in the same race. So that's my Randwick preview ahead of tomorrow. Fantastic racing. If you haven't already done so, go and check out the Caulfield preview. Next up will be Around the Tracks, where I'll look at the best bets and each way plays from Walfordville and the Gold Coast. So stay tuned for that. Happy punting and good luck if you're following tomorrow, and hopefully we continue to build ahead of spring.